Hello beautiful souls, I hope everybody's doing wonderful today. I would love to go further in depth into soul connections, which if you have watched my last video or haven't watched my last video, feel free to do so. I'll put that in the description box just so it's easier for you to find. But the main points that I want to get into today is the difference between a karmic connection or a karmic contract and a soul connection. I did not touch base on what a karmic connection is in my last soul's connection video, but I wanted to touch on that because there were a couple of things that I said in that last video that I later on learned to not really feel like it made sense to me anymore. Like it didn't feel right to me after I learned certain things about karmic connections and what karmic connections were in general, and it just gave me clarity, so I wanted to share that with others and give you a little more clarity on maybe whether or not you're dealing with a karmic or a soul contract. So the thing that I wanted to correct and the thing that I wanted to clarify from my last video that I don't believe to be true anymore is the fact that one of the things that I said was that my ex was a karmic, or that my ex was a soulmate, right? Because I had felt certain feelings for him at a certain point, like love feelings for him, and then we ended up breaking up and he taught me a lesson, right? I labeled that as a soul connection, like a soulmate of mine, but later on I learned that that's not what that was, and what that was a karmic connection, like a karmic contract, one that I had to go through in order to learn a lesson that I had signed up to learn before I reincarnated. And a lot of people go through these. This karmic connection that you create, you are attracted to each other's energy because that is a certain energy that you are putting out. But this karmic connection in many cases isn't always the healthiest relationship. Karmic relationships and karmic connections sometimes tend to be toxic or just not very healthy. Either this person treats you like shit, and the point of that is so you can feel that pain and feel I guess the negatives of a relationship and what you could experience in a relationship, in order to teach you what it is that you want, and also to teach you your worth. Like if somebody treats you shitty throughout an entire relationship, your lesson in that relationship is to learn to stand up for yourself and care about yourself and love yourself and understand that you are more valuable than being with somebody that does not treat you the way that you should be treated. Once that lesson has been learned, and once you I guess fulfilled this karmic contract, then the feelings of attraction disappear. Like they're no longer there. You don't feel as if you are attracted to them anymore, or as if the connection is there anymore, because you've already fulfilled what it is that you need to fulfill, and you've learned the lesson that you were supposed to learn. But people can get stuck in karmic relationships because they're either refusing to learn the lesson or are struggling to learn the lesson, and that only sets you back further. It keeps you from growing, and it keeps you from reaching your highest vibration. So what a lot of people do after they have like a breakup with somebody, we are afraid to be alone. We are afraid to feel like we don't have somebody, or like somebody doesn't love us, whatever. And so we want to go back to that because it is what we're used to. It is what feels comfortable. Even if that situation, that relationship isn't healthy for us, we choose to go back into it because we are scared of having to make the next step, either in healing ourselves, moving forward, or having that new beginning. I've been there, so I'm not shitting on you for doing that if that's something that you've done. But what we can do from that is learn. Go with the flow and don't try and push against it. If something happens, it is happening for a reason. So analyze why it's happening. sit back and seriously think about what you could be learning and taking from the situation. If it doesn't work out with somebody, stop trying to make it work so hard. Like, the universe is trying to show you that there is somebody better out there for you. Karmic relationships aren't supposed to be stayed in. Like, you're not supposed to stay with a karmic. It's karmic because you're literally learning karma. You are receiving your karma from it, and you need to take something out of it in order to be able to reach this higher vibration to attract the person that is right for you, whether that be your twin flame or a soulmate that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Karmic connections, karmic relationships, karmics, period, aren't always people, aren't always physical relationships with another being, but can also be things like a job, being at a job that shows you that you could be doing more with yourself than what you are doing at that time. What karmics do is basically not just jobs, but also like in the relationships. What they do is like propel you into a stage of inner healing or deep healing, or getting to know yourself on a deeper level. It basically creates a shift in you to better yourself, and that is the positives of going through a karmic. But if you choose not to take the lesson, then you're just going to get stuck in it. Karmics will generally teach you a lesson about others and the world, and soulmate connections are more of teaching you about yourself and about spirituality and the oneness. In a soulmate connection, you feel good. You feel good about yourself. You feel happy about yourself. And not saying that all soulmate connections last forever, because sometimes you have to part ways with soulmates. But the lessons that they're here to teach you, throughout those lessons, you feel good. You feel grounded. You feel connected. You feel balanced. Unlike with a karmic connection, they make you feel shitty. You don't feel the best that you could be feeling, and that is to make you uncomfortable in order to propel you into that positive space or propel you into that next step. Anyway, yeah, I hope that maybe you gain a little bit of clarity from this, and maybe you can distinguish whether or not the relationship that you're in is a karmic relationship or a soulmate relationship or soulmate connection. Just remember, either way, all relationships that come into your life are here to teach you something, whether or not they are karmic or, soulmates or a twin flame, they're all here to teach you. So take the positives and even the negatives, look at them and analyze what it is that, you needed to learn. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your very kind soul. If you could do me a favor and like this video and subscribe, that would be awesome. But only do it if you feel inclined to do so. I love you all. Take care of yourselves.